Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the A3U Review.
In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Deluxe Seekers versus the Takara Deluxe Seekers.
And we're also going to compare the Age of Extinction Deluxe Dinobots from Hasbro with the Takara versions. We're your hosts, I'm Alex.
I'm Boris.
And you're watching the A3U Review. So you'll notice that we have an army of Seekers, and that is because we also have the Hasbro ones with the Takara ones. And what we're gonna do is compare the two for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And just to be more specific, we are comparing the latest United Seeker Elite and Aces set versus I have some of kind of a mix of this generation slash universe slash classics, kind of the best versions of each that I felt were included in the North American series. One thing you'll notice is Skywarp's missing. He came in a super expensive 2-pack with the Ultra Magnus. Yeah. I did not end up purchasing him because I'd rather get the whole set of United.
Well, let's take a look at them. Right off the bat, I was thinking that, oh, it's just gonna be, you know, metallic, non-metallic, and then metallic, non-metallic. But actually, there's actually a number of differences. For example, painted blue, not painted blue.
I thought this was decent at the time,
yeah,
because, you know, the Seekers had just started coming out not too long before that. But, you know, looking back, I really don't like this kind of orangey kind of thing that they did to the chest, and along with the very dark blues. This is actually much closer to the original G1 colors. I would give this one a nod because it is a really great version of Starscream. Now, whether or not the metallics are for you or not, I know some people don't like the metallics.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of the blue metallic and the red metallic.
Yeah, the metallic really stands out, but one thing that is great about this is that, look, Decepticon symbol here, no Decepticon symbol. They put the Decepticon symbol actually on the front.
Now, where it really is noticeable is when you're in plane mode.
Yeah.
That symbol shows.
And also this red stripe, no red stripe on this side. It's only evident on the front, which is also on the front of here. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. You can see the differences almost immediately. One's kind of like this light blue, and again, it's the metallic treatment.
Yeah.
It's got the silver metallic chest, which this Hasbro one actually does have. And then it has, of course, the blue metallics on the arms.
Yeah.
And then just kind of a light blue treatment all throughout.
Well, this one's got it retains the classic look, okay? The one we were all familiar with.
It definitely looks more like the G1 toy.
Correct. But this one, even though the metallic is just a little bit too much and this color is off, the paint job on the actual metallic is good. Like they actually did a good job doing it, and it actually makes it stand out more. So it really comes down to, do you like the classic look or do you like a really good paint job? And you know what? I'm not just saying this just to promote Takara, but I'm actually gonna have to go with this one.
I'm gonna have to go with the Generations Thundercracker because I was used to having this color, you know, back in the original Seekers. One thing I do have to say once again is Takara's consistency is much more evident with the symbols on the back, and this is again missing a lot of that decoing. So. Yeah.
So now we're gonna go into the cone heads, and we have thrust in front of us, and I am gonna have to say that I actually like the Hasbro this time around. It's the darker colors.
It reminds me more of the G1 toy and as well as the cartoon.
Yeah.
This to me matches a lot more.
Yeah.
And I actually think they did a phenomenal job. The Takara one isn't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the metallics on the side and of course the feet and a little bit of the chest area.
This just feels a little bit too passive for me. I mean, these parts are even lighter as well.
The light gray, yeah, the light gray really just doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
The darker gray definitely would have given that contrast if they were to stick with this red.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that the gun here is 2 different colors, where on the other hand here, it's just 1 color.
Yeah.
Yeah, so subtle differences like that.
Yeah. definitely like this one. I definitely like the decoing on this
one.
It's cleaner.
Yeah.
The colors are, they definitely work well together. And the metallic red, they didn't deviate too much from this kind of like a, you know, I'll have to show it on the back here. Kind of like an orangey red that the original had. I never really liked the weird kind of decoing on the
that was a little odd.
The universe version. I like that it's cleaned up here more. The consistency again with the Decepticon symbols. I really think it does the figure justice. So yeah, this is kind of a clear win for me. Yeah,
I mean, let's take a look at the front again. It looks clean, it looks sharp. The colors they just go well together. And I love that the wings are just one color as opposed to, you know, it's just a little bit too much with the combination of the, well, there's the dark gray, the red, and then dark gray again. Well, you'll see it on the other side. And then of course, this. You know, this is just a little bit too much. One thing that I also want to point out is that, you know, when I was looking at thrust, I like the fact that thrust guns were 2 colors, but there's something about this being 3 colors, it doesn't look right to me. But this solid single color looks good. And another thing is that this shade of white is actually it's white, whereas this, it's kind of like a beige or something. I don't know. It's not entirely white. It's that classic Hasbro white versus Takara white. Yeah, there you go.
Hasbro always has a slightly more dingy white.
Yeah.
Whereas immediately when you put a Takara white beside most figures, it looks like a bright white. So you get that once again in the Ramjet. I like the Generations one. It actually follows the color scheme of the G1 toy very nicely. It's got the black with the darker blue. All in all, really nice. Compared to the Takara Dirge, a little bit lighter in scheme, right?
Yeah. They're both really good, but this is one of those cases where I want to take parts from this one and put it on here. Because I like this a lot because of the whole screen accuracy thing, but I want to put these guns here. I'm not too fond of this black, blue, black, but I'm also not too fond of this wing deckling setup. I just don't like that striping.
Me neither. I wish they would have kept it simple like that.
The simplicity of this just really makes the wings it looks clean. All right?
Yeah, agreed. I'm having a tough time choosing a clear winner too, because on one hand, this is very true to what I remember from the G1 color scheme.
Yeah.
But they really did a good job with putting these two colors together. And I mean, I would have expected a darker black, but this gray is actually not too bad at all for it.
It's not bad.
You know, overall though, if you're a purist, I think this is definitely more Dirge than here, but honestly, not a bad redeco.
I'm gonna have to go with this guy because I can't, this deckling, no good.
Yeah.
This red at the toes, I mean, what's that all about? Let's keep it simple. Let's have 3 colors, brown, gray, and blue, and then keep it at that.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want accuracy, I think this one is a great one for the G1 accuracy. If you want actual consistency, you know, this is a great one to go with. This is the last 2 that we're comparing, but all in all, if you want consistency, that's the nice thing about buying both of the Elite and the A set. They made them all at once, so they're much more consistent as a line, and they display really well as planes. So
for sure, and considering that there's so many different repaints, get them all. Make an army of Seekers.
Yeah, I mean, if I could, I'd collect every single one.
Yeah.
Some of them are harder to find now, but if you can get your hands on it, I'd recommend getting all of them.
So you've seen all the differences between the Takara and the Hasbro one?
If you guys have any preference for either one, let us know. Use the comments section below and chime in on what is your favorite take on it. Do you like the new metallics, or do you like the classic renditions of the Seekers?
Okay, so what we have here in front of us is Slug and Slug. This is Hasbro, this is Takara. Now how do we know that?
It's a very subtle, but a very nice difference. One of the big things here that is not immediately noticeable is the different kind of sheen on the actual figure itself.
Yeah.
And that sheen is coming from the fact that this is actually painted in a metallic not even a metallic, it's like almost like a pearlized metallic purple.
Yeah.
And so it just pops that much more. And the entire thing, where you would see all the regular purple for the North America, is painted in this pearl on the Slug, which I think makes a huge difference. From
a distance, you're looking at it, you see two of the same figures. Once I point out that little difference here, you cannot unsee it anymore. It is there always. Let's get this guy into a robot mode and see how he looks there. We got Hasbro and Takara, and what do you think?
I think in the robot mode, it really shows the difference. They haven't deviated too much from this scheme, but just really chose a great color that really works with it.
Yeah, and another thing that I like about it is that this metallic purple really complements the silver better than this.
Yep, definitely.
Now let's see the differences on Scorn. Once again, Hasbro, Takara, and just like the Slug, we have that kind of a pearly effect on the paint job of the Takara Scorn, and a whole lot more this time.
The immediate difference, of course, you can see the orange is replaced by this nice gold.
Yep.
It works really nicely because this is almost like, it's not as bright and orangey as the red that's here, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
But I do like the muted.
Yeah, for sure. And look where it stands out. I mean, look at this head, and then look at this head. I mean, it just stands out, and it blends really, really well with the other colors.
Yeah, the harmony is definitely there more so with the gold and the red.
Okay, well, let's get these guys into their robot modes and see what's up. Now you can finally see the difference, because that gold and red just looks so much better.
Once again, that whole painted finish, it really adds to it, and it's a great combination with the gold, like you said. I'm really impressed with it in robot mode. You can really see where all those accents are. You pointed out earlier too, the orange on the rib cage there is painted in gold on this.
Before I saw this guy, I always liked this. I thought it looked good. And then I saw this, and I'm like, I'm introduced to like a whole new world.
Even this small little detail of the knife.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The red handle with the silver.
Yeah.
Instead of just straight red plastic.
Yeah.
I never really cared about the knife that much, but now that I've seen the silver, I never want that plastic knife. I want this.
There's a lot of options for you, and it's gonna really make things difficult.
At least you guys know that there's more choices than the regular mass release that we get in North America. There is actually some really great redecos out there. So yeah, take your time, choose the right one. But what I do know is the Takara line is hot right now.
Yeah.
Very hard to get a lot of the pieces, so I wouldn't wait too long. And that's our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed it.
Next week, well, there's nothing going on next week because I am actually gonna be going on a vacation. So we're just gonna take a little bit of a short break. You don't have to worry, we will be back.
Like Alex said, it's gonna be a very short break. We're gonna come back with lots of stuff. So please stay tuned. We won't be long, and we'll have lots of great stuff.
Absolutely. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, Ages 3 and Up, and also follow us on Twitter at Ages 3 and Up. We'll see you in September.
See you in September.